Let's talk about this in the morning, okay? We'll talk about it in the morning. All right, good night.
With The Last of Us Remastered coming out on PS4, one of the things that everybody's asking is it worth it, basically? What are the differences between the PS3 and the PS4 versions? So we've had a play of both of them. We went back to the old one to refresh our memories, and obviously had to go on the new one to see what the key differences are and whether it's worth it.
Now, with this being YouTube, obviously you're going to encounter a few problems here. The resolution, for example, which is 1080p on PS4 but not on PS3, has been scaled down to 720. But you'll be able to notice some of the differences. The lighting, for example, is better on the PS4. There's a lot of less aliasing going on, so it's a lot smoother, a lot nicer to look at. But yeah, in general, you're probably going to have some of the problems with YouTube here.
Now, the things that struck me the most as the most obvious differences when I came onto it was, first of all, the frame rate. Obviously, the PS4 version is at 60 frames per second rather than 30 frames per second. And that's just something that I noticed straight away. You could see it was a lot smoother. So there is a big difference in that regard.
It did look a lot smoother to play. I mean, I haven't actually played it. I've just kind of seen the two footage comparisons to see how it went along. And the thing I noticed a lot more was it a lot smoother when you were aiming to attack people. How does that affect the gameplay at all?
Well, I would never say that the frame rate was a problem in the PS3 version. I never really encountered any difficulties from it, so I don't think it actually affects things from a gameplay perspective. I mean, it's nice, obviously, to have the game smoother, but I wouldn't say it made a difference to gameplay. The other big difference that struck me was with the lighting. In terms of visuals, I think that's the most marked difference between the two versions. So just early on, just seeing that headlights and just the lighting in general is a lot better in the PS4 version, I would say.
And for a game like Last of Us, that's obviously quite an important feature to have, especially in some of the darker environments where you're encountering some of the clickers. There's also a lot of extra effects added to that do tie into the lighting, things like lens flare. They kind of add the overall cinematic quality of The Last of Us, improve it quite a bit.
Now, this version is obviously 1080p. It has more pixels.
Hooray.
It has more resolutions. And, you know, the PS3 version never looked bad. But yes, you can see that this does look sharper. So, you know, it is a benefit to it. It does look nicer. I think the outside areas in particular look a lot better than the PS3 version. I'd say that's probably where you can see the biggest difference. I mean, maybe I suppose that is to do with the lighting as well. It's not just about the resolution, but I think you can see a difference there when you play the two versions side by side.
So ultimately, do we think it's worth it? Personally, I think it's one of the best games on the PS3, and if you haven't played it on the PS3, this is the perfect opportunity to pick it up. For the graphical enhancements, perhaps it's not as drastic an overhaul as you'd like, but for many people, I think it'd be a good opportunity to play through the game again. A lot of people did love this game, so being able to play it with sharper, smoother, nicer graphics, I think is always going to be a benefit to some people.
Yeah, I'd tend to agree. I mean, if you haven't played it on PS3, then it's a no-brainer, really. I mean, the PS4 is not dying under the weight of brilliant games at the moment. So, you know, The Last of Us is definitely one of the best games on there. But yes, as someone who played the PS3 version, I would not feel compelled to pay another £40 or whatever it is to get another copy of The Last of Us just because it looks a bit nicer. For me, the visual improvements don't add enough to the game to make it worthwhile. I mean, it was brilliant on the PS3, so I would feel no need to play it. But obviously, you know, that's up to people if they feel the graphical enhancements are something that they'd like to see.
We're going to leave the video running for a little bit longer just to show off some of the extra enhancements that have gone on from the PS4 to the PS3.
Okay, that gets down. I didn't do anything wrong! No! Hands on your fucking head. Do it. Alright, scan it.
Seems like more people are getting infected.
That just means more people are sneaking.
Our backpacks are still here from last time.
Not a lot of ammo.
Make your shots count.